Everybody loves the American campfire. Don't you hear it call on your name? Everybody loves the American campfire. Go ahead and fan the flames. Wang dang, sweet buck tang. A little behind the ears, a little behind the knees, a little under the arms, and a good snort. Wang dang. Sweet buck tang. All right, it's Uncle Ted to the rescue in Clusterfuck 21. Positive spirit, incredible positive energy and positive attitude. You got it. You got positive attitude, positive spirit, positive energy. You're here with Uncle Ted's flame-throwing freedom middle finger spirit campfire. I see everybody coming on. Maybe I should say hello to you people. I got all right, Lonnie, Michael, hi everybody, Brian and Walter and Brian and Brad and Martin and Gary and George and Don and Jason and Rob and Linda and Denny and Rick and Frank and Denny and Linda and Peggy and Mark, Pedro. Buenos noches, buenos tardes, what is it, noches? Craig and Mike, I love you, no, Maureen, I love you, no really. You know, there's love and then there's Uncle Ted love. You got to wear Kevlar pantyhose over your head just to try to deflect enough of Uncle Ted Gonzo love so you don't evaporate. I'm like a Nagasaki Hiroshima love bomb. I'm like a mushroom cloud of love and positive energy. But you already know that. So welcome to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire on this effervescent Clusterfuck, October 18, 2021. I hope you're all doing okay. If you're here with me, I had to adjust my shotgun shell boxes. I have Remington shotgun shell boxes that I put this apparatus on so that there's always a ballistic element to the Uncle Ted positive energy tsunami. Are you with me? Are you ready for some tangents? You know, the word tangent isn't that unlike Nugent. Nuge tangents. What do I call this? The Nugeballzafire. Don't you? Come on. It's almost like I'm medicine for a wounded spirit, because we do have wounded spirits. But gather around the campfire, because everybody loves the American campfire. Everybody loves the spirit campfire. Anyhow, a little acoustic guitar for my friends here tonight, because everybody loves the American campfire. Don't you hear it calling your name? Everybody loves the American campfire. Go ahead and fan the flames. We'll gather around, children, the party is on. Family and friends are here. Pull up a stump, set yourself down. I like to buy you all a beer. 'Cause everybody loves the American campfire. Don't you hear it calling your name? Everybody loves the American campfire. Go ahead and fan the flames. Well, there's a long, long way to kingdom come, but I think we have finally arrived. Life, liberty, and rock and roll. I never felt so alive, because everybody loves the American campfire. Don't you hear it calling your name? Everybody loves the American campfire. Go ahead and fan the flames. Get down, come on. How about it? You got the groove now, you got the rhythm, everything's gonna be all right. I got the rhythm in the night. Maybe I'll play some more acoustic songs, but anyhow, let me tell you a hunting story. What a great campfire I had this week. You know, a lot of people on here, like hundreds of thousands. Invite me hunting, Ted. Well, you're invited. It's official on the October 18th Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. It's official. You're invited. But this year's hunts are all sold out. Well, I didn't want to pay. Well, when I'm done doing all the stuff I have to do, I'd like to have private time with Shemaine. And maybe take my daughter Sasha hunting. I wish I could take Heather hunting and Arthur. And I wish I could take Louisa hunting. I wish I could take Chantel hunting. And I wish I could take Danielle and Fleetwood and everybody hunting. But there's only one of me, and I'm a busy, rockin', working hard son of a bitch. So I'm not going to take everybody hunting. Because sometimes, I know I'm high energy. Don't you love the energy? Come on! But I'm also the master of shutting the fuck up and flatlining. So when I'm not fulfilling gonzo obligations and commitments to my hunter every weekend. By the way, last weekend, the weekend before, and the weekend before that, thank you, American shit kickers. You wonder where all this piss and vinegar comes from? Well, it comes from God. Which I am squarely ensconced in the cleavage of her. No, really, God's a girl. God's a female. And I would enjoy the lap. Being in the lap is good. A lap dance. I like to dance, and sometimes I get in the lap. I put Sadie's head in my lap. When Shemaine puts my head in her lap, whoa! So I like the lap, but if you're going to be in the lap of God, why not go for the cleavage? It's a snuggle zone. It's the gonzo snuggle zone. Are you feeling better now? Is Uncle Ted making you feel better with all this wonderful creative tangent? So gather around the campfire. I was always different. Nobody understood. I didn't play follow the leader. I was always in the woods. They hadn't invented peer pressure yet. Seems I stood alone, but my daddy had a vision. Love, family, and a home. You see, but some punks used to laugh at me. They said, how can you rock and not get high? But I just stood my ground, and I watched those assholes fall and die. Cause I just wanna go hunting. Makes me feel so good. I just wanna go hunting. Try to find me in the woods. Things get a little crazy in this day and age. The concrete jungle warfare got everybody in a rage. And I sure like my rock and danger, and I crave my rock and roll. But when I get my limit, I know where to go. You see, I just jump into four-wheel drive. I like to load up the dogs and the family. But I got to feel alive with the wild life where I can breathe. Cause I just wanna go hunting. It makes me feel so good. I just wanna go hunting. Try to find me in the woods, because I'm slipping away. You see, I'm looking for a new sunrise. I got to feel okay. Times like this will make me healthy and wide. God told me in the Bible, he said, go ahead, whack 'em, Ted. So I'll take my kids hunting, so I don't gotta hunt for my kids. I like to jump into four-wheel drive. We like to load up the dogs and the family. We got to feel alive with a wild life where I can breathe. I just want to go hunting. Makes me feel so good. I just want to go hunting. Try to find me in the woods, 'cause I got to slip away. I got to slip far away. I get farther away every day, 'cause I'm looking for a new sunrise. It helped me be so alive, 'cause I'm slipping away, slipping away, slipping away. I got to slip away. I just want to go hunting. So it's hunting season, and the spirit is fully erect. It's a bonsai, double live gonzo spirit everywhere. So here's a great hunting story. You want to hear a hunting story? Anybody want to hear a hunting story? So I had Dan Schmidt here. Dan, great time. Bob Robb, world famous hunting author, writer. I mean, really a revered guy, a respected guy, and rightly so, because these guys really know their stuff. They got a great spirit, a great intellect, a great energy, a great demand for adventure. By the way, you're at the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. You, my friends, are demanding adventure, because that's what I deliver, huh? I don't know what this is. I just grabbed it out of the cooler. Toby gets all this wonderful stuff. Sparkling water, Waterloo Black Cherry. I wonder if they have a Blackwater buck cherry. And the cocaine! And the cocaine! All right! Anyhow, so I hunt every day. We got nine magnificent Michigan whitetails in the Polar King cooler. Uncle Backstrap reporting for duty, sir. And Dan shot a small button buck. Typically a serious crime, but this button buck was so scrawny, so feeble, so weak, so gaunt, so ribby, that I'm glad Dan shot it. Thank you, Dan. Typically that's a mortal sin. Not a mortal sin, but it's undesirable to shoot young bucks. But if you want to shoot a young buck, shoot a young buck. I have a young buck mounted on my cabin wall, because that was my first deer, November 15th, 1969. Wham! With a pre-64 Model 70 Winchester featherweight in 308 Win. I bought a box of 308 Remington core locks at Luke's Corner, Big Bass Lake, Michigan, 1969 for $5.95 a box. And I just sold a bunch of it for like $50 a box. What the heck? Anyhow, see all these tangents? So, Dan shot a beautiful big doe and a button buck. I got a big doe and I got another big doe. And then I went to Sunrise Acres last night, all excited to get one of these big bucks. We let the big bucks grow really big, and it's astonishing, stimulating, absolutely out-of-body samurai mystical flight of the backstrap arrow when you know that there's old 5, 6, 7-year-old bucks around. So I went to Sunrise, because I've been skunked there a number of days in a row. And I got up in my old ladder stand that I've been hunting for 50 years, 73 years old. Yeah, 51 years. Are you kidding me? So I'm getting settled in this beautiful woods, this woodland, mystical woodlands. And I see a doe. I cut down a bunch of maple leaves. Maple leaves make great bait. Because what do you want to do? You want to kill a deer, which means you need to either ambush it one way or another, on the way to food or on the way to bedding or just in a sexually driven tangent. I'm not in a sexually driven tangent when I'm in my tree stand, but when I'm not in my tree stand, I'm basically in a sexually driven tangent, and it's so beautiful. I mean, it's like life, it's birth, sex, and death. Birth, sex, rock and roll, sex, backstraps, rock and roll, sex, great food, family fun, campfires, sex, rock and roll, backstraps, and death. You're born at point A. You're going to die at point B. What are you doing? You were born at point A. Are you using your head and try to stretch point B way off in the distance? By taking good care of yourself and celebrating the spirit of positive energy and piss and vinegar and positive spirit and attitude, you can make point B. Hopefully, if the planets align, and if you thank God every day, you might make point B way down the road a piece. But anyhow, so I'm at the sacred forest of the Nugent family, And the does are coming. They're coming to these green leaves. I cut down maple leaves, and they like the green leaves. And then I put some big tine. I plant a bunch of this stuff in and around the woodlots. I scrape. I get a rake. Man, I can't believe my muscles don't kill me worse. Rake and 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 rake. And then I throw this stuff out. And this beautiful, nutritious, supplemental food plot gives birth, and the deer come to nibble on it, and before long I'll be nibbling on them. So I'm in the tree stand with my beautiful TRX Matthews target bow that I'm shooting like a sniper, an arrow sniper, a samurai zen. The path of my life is my arrow. And so all of a sudden I look way up, after about 3 hours of getting, not bored, but I'm waiting for a buck, and there's all these does, and I want to shoot a doe so bad, but I already got a bunch of deer in the cooler, so I'm waiting on the does. Maybe they will attract. Typically does attract buck. That's the story of my life. The damn does, you dress so sexy. You know, women just dedicate themselves to be as desirable as possible. That's what they're born to, just enhance the desirability. Women bait men. So obviously, God authorizes bait because he made woman. That's bait. Girls are bait. Women are bait. Ladies are bait. Females are bait. Just the way they're made. How about the way they're made? How awesome is that? Like the hips, the way the hips, you can grab them. They're like, you grab the hips, and then the waist, and then the cleavage. Get out of here. You having a good time with my tangents? I wish I could scroll up. I wish I knew what you were saying. But I have a funny feeling you're enjoying this because this is different. I'm different. The Ted Nugent Spirit Campfires are different. So I'm sitting and I see this big buck about 200 yards out, and I go, holy mother macree. I take the Bushnell binoculars, and I go, oh my God, it's Beasto McBeast. And I try to I'm moving real slow because I don't want to spook. There's some does out in front of me looking around, eating acorns and green leaves and big tine. And I get that video, that Spirit Wild video cam. I stretch it out here slowly and careful, and I'm looking at the viewfinder upside down, and I'm going, oh, that son of a bitch is eating acorns, and he's coming in. Well, about almost an hour later, he covered the 200 yards, and he disappeared behind me. Well, I don't dare turn around and look. You'll spook everything. When you hunt, you got to be like so gonzo, situational predator awareness. You don't move. Ted Nugent, silent, not moving for eternity. And finally, I just get my peripheral vision. Oh my God, he's right here. And luckily, I got my hand on the camera already, but it's facing that way because I was looking for him over there. And he's over there, and his head goes behind a tree. Oh, you turn the camera on him, and he walks right underneath. Well, not right, but 10 yards. I'm about to have a conniption fit. I didn't invent conniption fits, but I turned them into gonzo conniption fits. And that buck, I literally go, hey, Ted, you dirtball, you might want to exhale. Because if you don't exhale, you're going to blow the shot. You might want to exhale to get some sort of semblance of control over your psyche. It's so exciting. And this beast, I mean, he was 145, maybe 150 inches, 10, I guess I don't count points, but it looked like 5, and my heart's going like a GE minigun. Like my heart goes when Shemaine steps out of the shower. It's like, got all that bait. Oh, man. So he's right there. And he goes to a little bit of big tine I spilled right there, 15 yards. And I got the camera on him. I look at the viewfinder. I take my Matthews TRX, and I'm gone. It's not out of body. I'm not even a human for a moment here. I'm like some kind of weird space alien. But it's exciting. It's how I play these guitar licks. And he's right there. Check the viewfinder. Oh my God. Spirit of the Wild TV magic moment. His head goes down. I come to full draw, and I look at the pump station. I got this fantastic cold steel bone saw, 2-blade death ray on a gold tip arrow, fletched by Cliff Toro with Luminox, so it'll magnify, it'll maximize the effervescent visibility of the mystical flight of the arrow. And I got it right on this pump station. I touch it off, and bam! The bottom limb hits him right in the knee. The bow blows up, and the arrow falls to the ground. And the buck takes off and goes, "What the hell was that?" And all the deer, and I'm looking at my bow, and the cables came off the cabs, and the bow's a wreck. And I go, "Oh, my knee! I hurt my knee." So I'm writing an article for deeranddeerhunting.com and Adventure Sports Outdoors and Texas Trophy Hunters and Outdoor Magazine. I'm writing all the outdoor news. It's called Numbnut Rookie Hiccup. Numbnut Rookie Hiccups. I had a numbnut rookie hiccup, and as if I don't know where the bottom limb of my Matthews bow is going to go, and my knee was right there. And my bow blew up. All right, I'm very depressed. You know, this is a nice hunting story to take us away from the horrible world around us. And I know it's horrible. We'll get to that in a moment because we're fixing it at hunternation.org. Please go to hunternation.org. Do not dismiss my plea. I plead. Go to hunternation.org to get boots on the ground by American conservative shit kickers who are going to take this country back. Believe me when I tell you that. hunternation.org. So these deer are looking around going, "What was that nasty disruption?" And I'm looking at my beautiful Matthews bow that Brian Shootback at Shootback Sporting goes, "Thank you, Brian." And it's all, it's a wreck. I'm a wreck. And the does and this big giant buck wander off. And I'm going, "Oh man, that's what I've been waiting for. It's October 17th. And I had him. It was a gimme. I was going to pump station him." So it's still an hour before dark. I don't have a bow that works, so I slowly get the camera in the camera bag and get the camera arm, and I strap it, and I get my quiver, put it back on my bow. By the way, people ask me, I have 10 arrows in my quiver. They go, "You think you got enough arrows?" Coming from people who have never bow hunted. "Oh, I don't need one arrow." Well, then you're an idiot. I only need one arrow to kill a deer, but I need another arrow for that squirrel. And I need another arrow for that pheasant that walked by. I'm going to shoot him. And I need another arrow. That raccoon's going up that tree. I'm shooting that raccoon. And I need another arrow for a woodchuck or a rabbit. I like shooting arrows. I like killing legal game and eating it. So I have 10 arrows. But last night I had no functional bow, so I went home so depressed. But I knew I was coming home to Happy Sadie and Coco, and I knew we had pheasants that I got from Rooster Ranch over there, Ron and Lynn, Sweet. Their last name is Sweet, right here in Hanover. I think it's Hanover, it might be Jonesville, I don't know. Great hunting preserve with unbelievable pheasant. Cock-sploders. The ringneck pheasant, the only thing ever produced by China worth shit. In fact, it's quite valuable. The entire South Dakota economy is based on ringneck pheasants from China, brought over here in 1908, and then again in 1913, again in 1918, and Chinese ringneck pheasants, the king of the uplands. So I knew that we had some pheasants that I bought and put them out in this awesome pucker brush last week, and I know they stay in the property because I have such perfect pucker brush habitat. Pucker brush, it's a word. It might not be in your Webster's, but it's a word. Pucker brush. It saves the quail and the ground nesting birds and the pheasants from the avian killers. So I come home, and Happy Sadie and Coco are so happy to see me because they never see me before dark. And I grab my Benelli right now. I got an improved cylinder. I got some Remington high base 8s and 7.5s. So I grabbed my Remington ammo. Best ammo in the world right there. This is my handgun ammo. I got Remington boxes under the laptop here. This is what I use in my Glock 10 millimeter. Killer ammo. Remington ammo. So I go out, and now the dogs are so excited that now I'm getting past my heartbreak. And those dogs vacuum that pucker brush, and they're moving. Happy's getting a little farther away, so I whistle, and he comes closer. They're staying within 25, 35 yards, and Sadie's vacuuming. Next thing I know, Coco, the German Shepherd, Barack, she goes on point at this big clump of pucker brush. Barack. See, I give you relief. You know, getting the gas out, mentioning the devil's name, it actually gives me gas relief. But it gives you comedy relief, doesn't it? I'm a comedian. Do I make you feel better? Did it feel good? Did it feel right? Did it set your soul on fire? Did you fall in love? Did you live your dreams? Give me some feedback, Ryan, fire! And so we're out there, and they're pointing at this big old clump of pucker brush, and cackle, up comes a cock exploder. Bam! I drill him at about 25 yards. Ying, and Happy, boom, grabs that rooster and brings it over to me. I felt all better. And I stuff it in my pouch, and I give everybody a big kiss. Good girl, good boy, thank you. And they're out they go into the pucker brush hell again. And I rack in another Remington round, and I keep following. About a half an hour later, Sadie goes vacuuming ultra pucker brush, and Coco jumps in, and Happy comes by, and up a big cock exploder. Bang! Drilled that cock exploder. Cockbird. Cock o' the walk. I was walking and the cock exploder, and I drilled him. Beautiful pheasants. So I felt good. So now the hunting, want me to continue? Are you still with me? How do I scroll up? I hope that you're with me. This is a great hunting story. And it's a good relief from the ugly, toxic world out there. And if you want to sucker punch the toxic world, spent the whole day in the sweatshop signing these. We're having a stupid gonzo sale right now. If you want to give the middle finger to the Marxist pricks infesting our government and infesting media and big tech, the big tech, wall-to-wall pricks. Fact checkers my ass. Fact check my dead dog's nuts. If you want to give those punks a sucker punch, go to tednugent.com. People go, where do I get a hat? At the local gay bar. Or a florist. I think you can get this hat at the florist down the street. tednugent.com. Go to tednugent.com, type in the sale code HUNT21. It's real easy. tednugent.com, HUNT21. By the way, my Gibson acoustic, I play these killer. You know, I love GHS Springs, guitar strings from my Birdlands, my Les Pauls, my PRS, but my acoustic strings on my Taylor and my Gibsons sound great because not only are GHS strings killer, but they're made in Battle Creek. Any city that has the word battle in it's got to be cool. So, got them cocksploders, and I had a good meal, went to bed at 8:30. I should go to bed. It's already 7:45. And so I got up this morning at 4:45 because Happy comes in and spoons me. Happy Jackson, he's completely worn out. Sadie's stretching here, Coco's dead, and Happy's snuggled up on a mypillow.com. All right, mypillow.com. Go to mypillow.com and type in the code SPIRIT. These are tangents. I weave this shit in here. But my dogs love the MyPillow dog beds. And another way to sucker punch the pricks in charge of our country right now that are ruining our country, that are literally destroying the greatest culture in the world, led by this mindless zombie traitor prick, Joe Biden. It's a disaster. If you want to give that prick the finger, go to mypillow.com. And I'm serious. It drives the Marxists crazy when you buy stuff from Mike Lindell. And you want to drive them crazy, go to mypillow.com and type in the code SPIRIT and make a liberal suffer, because they're bad people. They're not just different and against the things we believe in. They're bad people. Because Joe Biden represents the liberals, and that's as bad as a person can possibly be. Turning on America, pretending to be the commander-in-chief, turning on the military heroes. Go to mypillow.com, type in the code SPIRIT, and buy your friends gifts from MyPillow. Mike Lindell, I salute you. So I went to bed feeling mighty good after killing some cocksploders and wearing out the dogs, and they retrieved the birds. It was just beautiful. It's emotional. It's one of the greatest joys in life when the dogs bring back the ducks and the birds and the doves. Number one game bird in the world, Michigan idiots. Michigan bureaucrats have no soul. The bird on all those shotgun shell boxes is a songbird in Michigan. You idiots! The DNR, nobody believes you. The Natural Resource Commission, you probably don't even own a pair of boots. What a bunch of pricks. Jeez, lying, scamming, power-abusing bastards. Shame on you. What do you tell your children? How do you look your children in the eye and go, yeah, the dove's a songbird. But Daddy, his picture's on a shotgun shell box. I know, son, but it's a songbird. And son, we can't bait deer because it makes them go have nose-to-nose contact. But Daddy, I was watching the deer licking each other in the yard. I know, but it's the bait that does it. Hey, Chad Stewart, how do you look your kids in the eye? Hey, Amy Trotter, whatever you are, Michigan United Conservation Clubs. You're not Michigan, you're not United, you're not a conservation club. If you support the banning of bait, what man has the authority over a free American where you throw corn? Who thinks they have this authority? You don't have that authority. Anyhow, so I got cocksploders, and the dogs brought me the cocksploders. Because there's pictures of pheasants on shotgun shell boxes, because they're not a songbird. All right, so this morning, I'm going to wrap it up here. This morning, get up before 5 o'clock, take care of the dog, give them some extra venison shrapnel and some pain pills, because I really wore them out yesterday. And I decided to wear myself out, so I walked northwest about a half a mile in the dark, with the camera bag, the Spirit of the Wild camera bag, the camera arm, my backpack with a candy bar and my coffee and my Bushnells and my release and all my toilet paper. Number one, toilet paper, and lots of it. My face mask and my gloves and my first aid kit and my Signal 11 lures. I got a bunch of that in there. Wang Dang Sweet Buck Tang. You have fun with me, don't you? Can you imagine what kind of soulless piece of shit doesn't have fun with me? Just making idiots upset is just the bonus to having a good life. So I got in this old ladder. We call it the Ethan Whisker ladder. Ethan Whisker, great man here in Michigan, great whiskers, and last name is Whisker. Ethan Whisker, great vidcam dude, one of the best I've ever had. Ethan, I love you, buddy. And I climbed in the Ethan Whisker North Ridge Slope Stand. I haven't been there this year. I haven't been there since last November. And I put in some Wang Dang Sweet Buck Tang. Signal 11 Lures. Go to signal11lures.com. Signal, the number 11, lures.com. I'm promoting this, a mom and pop organization. Steve does a great job. Great product. I love mom and pop businesses. Like the best gun cleaner in the world, Dirty Boar. Go to dirty-boar.com. Yeah, I'm doing some commercial stuff here. I'm promoting people that work hard, like Powers Clothing in Jonesville. Thank you, Jim and Dave, and everybody at Powers Clothing, and Frank Beck Chevy, and Brigham Hardware in Concord, and M60 Grill, and all my friends at Prime Cuts, like the ultimate delicatessen. Prime Cuts people, I love you people. Shoot Back Sporting Goods. George Britton Archery in Tarpon Springs. I like to promote mom and pop businesses. Troy Sandy, the best detailing and cabins and barn removal. Troy Sandy Jr. in Litchfield. I'm serious, these are good people. So this morning I get set up in the Ethan Whisker ladder. And I'm sitting there, and the Sandhill Cranes are going over, and I'm filming it because it's stimulating, it's refreshing, it's recreation because the birds sing, the bird songs, and the squirrel movement, and the wind wisping through the autumn leaves. It's recreational because it recreates the spirit in the great outdoors. Definitive healing powers of nature, the spirit of the wild. And then a buck. I see a buck out in the sawgrass. Bushnell, rangefinder, 51 yards. I could kill him, but he's a young buck, a little year and a half old, 5-point. Years ago, I'd have drilled him, but I don't shoot young bucks anymore. I'm waiting for Wang Dang Sweet Buck Tang. Another hour goes by, and I look, and here comes a swamp donkey all by herself. Big doe. Got the camera, Spirit of the Wild VidCam dude. Strap Assassin 1. Solo autonomy vidcamming. Grab that. By the way, after I blew up my Matthews TRX, I'm going to give it to Brian Shootbeck so he can fix it. I tested my old Matthews Halon and zapping from 10 to 50 yards. I'm zapping those gold tips. Ping, pang, pong. So I grabbed my Matthews Halon. I got the vidcam. I've got the vidcam at the edge of the sawgrass, 35 yards. I'm guessing the deer's going to be on the screen, and she steps in right next to a thicket pucker brush, multi-flora rose tangle, and her shoulder exposed. Say a prayer for the wild things. The pin settles right on the shoulder, right behind. Pang! This morning, within 2 hours, 3 gold tip arrows, 3 cold steel bone saws. I also shoot. These are also great broadheads. New archery products. Great broadheads. In fact, Paul Wilson, I love him. Toby loves him. The Kill Zone. New archery products Kill Zone. What a great, great product. These are mad scientists that make this stuff. But I'm using the cold steel bone saw. If you got a bone to pick with me, I'll go ahead and saw it at 35 yards. So within the next 2 hours, 3 gold tip arrows, 3 magnificent Michigan swamp donkey does. A triple this morning. I'm a happy man. I'm intoxicated on the effervescent flight of the arrow. I'm inebriated, stoned, schnookered, whacked, banzai'd with beautiful, mystical flights of the arrows into the pump station of unsuspecting herbivores. And then I came back, got Jim Knapp. We videoed all the recovery of all 3. None of them went more than 50 yards with blood trails that Stevie Wonder could follow. In fact, if Stevie Wonder, he could follow these blood trails. And if Stevie Wonder and Jose Feliciano, literally if Jose Feliciano took Stevie Wonder by the ankles, and Stevie Wonder did like a wheelbarrow into the swamp, they could follow this blood trails. Are you having fun with me? Come on. You know you're having fun with me. You know, there's a guitar pick right there. You want some guitar picks? Just think if I got drunk. I'd be a dangerous son of a bitch. You can also get these killer Ted Nugent challenge coins at tednugent.com. Having a killer sale. Type in the code HUNT21. HUNT21 at tednugent.com. This is what I do to little children. I slap that on there and I go, you be a good kid. You do your chores. So, 3 does, Happy, Sadie, and Coco found all 3 of them, though. Stevie Wonder, if he was being wheelbarrowed by Jose Feliciano, they'd have found him anyway. The blood trails were really obvious. Don't you love that shit? All right, it's going on 8 o'clock. I got to watch Tucker Carlson. Watch Tucker Carlson, the only source, along with Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham and Joe Pags and Michael Berry and Lars Larson and Mark Davis in Dallas. Truth, logic, and common sense is alive and well at the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, and for people with a conscience and a heart and soul. Stand up for what you believe in. Go to hunternation.org. Please go to hunternation.org. We're putting conservative boots on the ground in all 50 states, and we're going to take America back peacefully in 2022. We're going to do it. hunternation.org. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your positive energy and spirit and energy. Did I say energy? Energy, spirit, and attitude. I'm so tired. I've been hunting all day, got cocksploders. Got another cocksploder tonight. I got more hunting stories, but I fight like a son of a bitch. I do the media every day, and I drive home truth, logic, and common sense, goodwill, decency, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, that Herculean man in the arena work ethic, the engine, the spirit, economic engine of America. Thank you who keep working. Thank you. Thank you, Joe Rogan, for exposing the deceit and the hate from the horrible media out there. I just got a text from Joe Rogan. Barack, I'm getting back on the Joe Rogan podcast soon. But this is the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. Thank you. Stand your ground. Raise hell with your mayor, your congressman, your senator, your governor. Never give up. Keep pounding them. Go to hunternation.org. Join the boots on the ground crusade so the traditional American family values that made this the greatest quality of life in the history of the world, and that Joe Biden and his gang of traitors are destroying. But wasn't this a positive spirit campfire? All right, Tucker, I got a few minutes. I love you people in the asset column. I know it takes sacrifice and risk and hard work. Thank you for that. There's still a lot of us out here. And thank you to my wonderful family. Shemaine, I love you. Toby works his ass off every day. We're going to have Fleetwood and Sasha come for the opening day, and Jason and Greg, I hope. Have a great, great hunting season. I'm having the greatest hunting season of my life. I'm having the greatest year of my life. The Ted Nugent Detroit Muscle Record coming soon. The first song, Come and Take It, next couple weeks. I can't wait for the world to hear this music. Jason Hartless, Greg Smith, Michael Lutz, Tim and Andy Paddlin, Doug Banker, Linda Peterson, all my team. Thank you. I love you all. I will see you here soon for more Truth